Hey everyone, it's Mike here, Global Voodoo, and this is episode number 7 of Crushing the Competition live here on YouTube. Coming live from Arizona here. It's about 108 degrees. Humidity is pretty high. I'm stoked for the show. We got some awesome guests as usual, and we're going to be talking about reselling, eBay, Amazon, Etsy, e-commerce in general, and we're going to be showing some items that we recently picked up. We're also going to be talking about some items that we recently sold. We also have a queue of questions here from a lot of people that are in the Facebook group Resellers Roundtable. So without further ado, let's jump into the show here. Once again, I'd like to say I appreciate all of you guys coming in here, checking out live for sure. First item here that I just recently sold, I just sold this like 15 minutes ago while we're in this hangout. I sold on Etsy a 1980s NFL Pittsburgh Steelers vintage T-shirt, and let me see if I can show you on my phone there. Get ready, guys. Football season's getting ready to pop, and people are starting to line it up when it comes to any football gear, whether it's college, pro level. Start remembering that. Also, it's back to school season too, so start looking around for stuff that's opportunities, whether it's Amazon, whether it's, people are buying a lot of shoes right now on eBay, clothing on eBay. The people they're out there shopping, they're out there hunting for deals. So if you could find deals and you can make a profit, go for it for sure. So other than that, been busy all week, running around like usual. And there's something I want to talk to you guys about with eBay, for example. There's always everybody always says, well, what's the secret formula for eBay, right? And I don't know if there is a secret formula other than keep listing, but I'm going to tell you something here, and I've been messing with this for a long time now. I've noticed a trend when somebody buys an item and we ship it out automatically, right? Whether it's a Saturday, I know a lot of people, they wait till Sunday night or Monday morning to start shipping items out. But I'm telling you, just try this and just, maybe get back to me and let me know if it works for you. When people start buying items from you on eBay, just go in and package it up really quick and be done with it, right? I think if you start to consistently do this, I think you're going to start to watch more sales start to come through. I know this sounds crazy, and I know a lot of people like to label us as conspiracy theorists here in the reselling community, but it's just something to think about, and it's worked for me, and it's pretty amazing. Like, we did it again last night at like 8:30. We just said, okay, let's package this up. We packaged them up. Within 30 minutes, boom, 4 sales. So, conspiracy or not, just try it out. Maybe it'll help your business, maybe it won't. But if it does help out, or if it doesn't help out, let me know either way. So anyways, guys, let's get into the chat here with the guys. We got Mike Nagle in the house, the band hammer, dude. Tell us what's exciting with you, man, what's been going on all week, and what you sold recently.
Well, getting back to your point on eBay, it definitely helps if you do ship out, like, immediately. Generally, if people pay for their items Saturday morning up until about noon when my pickup comes, I'll get it out for them that day, and I do notice that more sales do come in. But for me, just slowing everything down, going out of town tomorrow for my birthday week, and just chilling, selling stuff on Etsy, selling stuff on Amazon and eBay. And I've also noticed, like I mentioned last week, if you do auctions in correlation with your eBay store, you will tend to see a lot more traffic jumping up looking at your views, or looking at your listings and getting views. So that's on my end. And then I don't know if you can see it. Try and block out the buyer's name, but I sold a poster on Etsy. I don't know if you can see it. I sold another wrestling poster on Etsy, so that is popping off for me this month.
That's awesome, dude. Posters, Mike, a lot of people would think, oh man, posters don't sell. Are you selling vintage ones, new ones? Are they brand new? Are they beat up? Are they dead stock? Tell us about what these posters are for the people out there that might be.
So I've been sniping for a long time on eBay, and I'll buy the actual full poster books that are brand new, and I'll get them at such a good price. It's actually more beneficial for me to take the posters out of the books, brand new, and sell them as like new, as opposed to just selling the whole book as new. So where I would get $8 to $10 for the book of posters, I'm getting $25 a pop for the posters that are actually inside the book. And all of them have been sniped. I have sniped giant lots of the newer posters, and it's the gift that just keeps on giving. I got about 250 of them. I've sold about 100 of them between $12.95 and $16.95 a piece. I have made a lot of money back on those posters, so it's fun.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, who would have thought? I used to sell a lot of posters back in the day, concert posters that go for, especially Pearl Jam. Every show they had a collectible concert poster, and they used to go for big bucks, and they still go for good money these days. But yeah, you just never know. There's all these different types of items that are out there that sell, and what I got you here, Mike, is does wrestling magazines from the '80s sell? Ever mess with those?
Absolutely. I like to go in there because especially like how the vintage magazines from the other genres sell because of the ads and stuff. The same is true for the wrestling magazines, but the content is worth a lot of money as well because a lot of these guys are dead now. So, a lot of the fans from back in the day, like maybe they were a kid or something, and I know, the financial situation wasn't super great when I was a kid, so I couldn't get every magazine. I'll go on eBay and buy lots of them. And if you lot them together, that's your best chance to make some really good money on this stuff. Or check Amazon and see if that particular magazine is listed. Send it in FBA. I've sold wrestling magazines FBA for money I didn't think I would get for them, but they sold. So, I mean, it's definitely long tail for the most part on the magazines, but the money is there.
That's awesome, man. I mean, yeah, look at everything, guys. That's the whole point of these shows. We talk about different items and we show different things, and there's just a plethora of items to look for. And if you're ever at a flea market and you look at this big stack of magazines, don't be afraid of it. I mean, honestly, a lot of times, condition to some people is key, but sometimes the older the magazines, people. I mean, I've sold up magazines with ripped up pages. I sold them with mold on it, believe it or not. It's just amazing. People will spend the money on it.
I've sold wrestling magazines that have been falling apart too. So
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and didn't those magazines? Maybe I'm mistaken. I know, like I always look through like the older '80s magazines. A lot of times, like a lot of the older Nintendo Power magazines, they'll have posters, pull-out posters, and I know those sell really, really well. The pull-out posters. Did wrestling magazines have those big pull-out posters of like the Macho Man?
Yeah, but like they did special magazines that were just dedicated to posters. So you get 8 of them in a brand new like magazine book. With the newer magazines, you get a pull-out poster in each one. So I mean, that's where I bought the huge lot of posters from. They were the newer magazines. So they're all superstars and they're all great. None of them are in really bad condition. None of the corners have any punctures. So I still sell them in very good condition. And I have yet to get a return or a bad feedback or any kind of insult through eBay messages or through Etsy about my posters not living up to the hype. That is called credentials.
Word up. All right, the people in the chat, they're going 8 bonkers over the Hulk. Over the Hulk, brother. Over the Hulk. I mean, dude. I mean, is the guy is it? If you see Hulk stuff anywhere, is it worth picking up?
I did the
walk just over with
today
burn it.
and returned my figures to Target that I just bought.
Like if you went to a flea market and you saw a bunch of old like the 12-inch Hulk Hogan figures, would you pick them up or say, oh man, this guy's just a bust?
I mean, it really depends because the LJN ones were so mass-produced. The ones that don't move, the rubber one. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not really worth it. There are some harder ones to find, like the classic Superstars NWO Hulk Hogan. And if you can get your hands on that, it's definitely worth it. I picked up 2 of the Hall of Fame 2 Series Hulk Hogan figures, which are apparently the last figures ever to be made of him now. And I took them back to Target today. I just didn't want to have my money sitting because the way people are racing to the bottom on both eBay and Amazon, it's really not worth my time or my money to just have them sit anywhere. So I took them back. I got my cash. It frees me up to buy stuff that'll actually make me money quick. So, I mean, it's up to everybody else. I have Hulk Hogan posters that are still sitting, believe it or not. So it doesn't necessarily mean his stuff is going to fly off the shelves because of that.
Yeah. It's like anything, man. There's controversy, stuff like that. I mean, it reminds me of, and I know the Hulk didn't go out and kill somebody like OJ did, but there was like that whole big thing when OJ, some people are like, oh my God, his rookie card's worth nothing, and then it went skyrocketed, and then years later, it's just, it's still worth a little bit of money, but it wasn't what it once was, and then you're just really hoping at that point, okay, maybe just get rid of it, or go, hey, crossing fingers, man, maybe he'll just pass on, and because usually when celebrities happen to pass on, man, the stuff goes through the roof, and just speaking of like Robin Williams, I had Robin Williams shirts up. on eBay. And when I heard the bad news about that, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, the first thing I did, and I know this sounds crazy, I just rose the price on those shirts, and they were gone within an hour. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I mean, look at pop culture. Look what's going on outside your doors. Whether it's good or bad. There might be a possibility, an opportunity for you to sell. There might not be, or there might be an opportunity where you think there's an opportunity. And I'm saying this opportunity a lot here because opportunities everywhere. Because I know the guys in the Resellers Roundtable Facebook group are having a little drinking game for how many times I said certain keywords. So drink up.
For sure. There's 2, 3. Pound them. All right. So Scott, what's going on with you, dude? What's exciting in your life? What's happening in Indiana? And you find anything here that you sold anything today or the past couple days?
Yeah, actually I did. But first, hey, how everybody doing today? I actually sold a T-shirt today. Show it to you guys. Nothing exciting as some wrestling stuff, but it's a Brickyard 400 T-shirt from 1985. It's a Salem sportswear, size extra large, and this is the middle of the summer. Some of the best NASCAR races occur this time. This actually is I sell the most wrestling stuff, in July and I mean not wrestling, sorry, most NASCAR stuff in the July August months. Some of the best races occur during this time of the year, and a lot of people want the stuff. This T-shirt is a 20th year, from the race. Jeff Gordon, I think the race already happened. All right, it was this weekend, the Brickyard.
Yeah.
And Jeff Gordon, this is his last race, and he lost. Well, I don't even think he finished. Right?
He got in an accident.
Yeah, he didn't even finish it. But this is the 20th anniversary of the Brickyard. If y'all don't know what the Brickyard is, it's a race in Indianapolis at where they do the Indy 500. But if they do they do it with the NASCAR cars instead of the Indy cars. It's a pretty cool race. It said it's a cool vintage tee, Salem Sportswear, that's a brand you always want to look out for. They made some really cool tees in the 90s, all sports. And this is actually the first one I've ever seen, Salem Sportswear-wise, that had, a NASCAR theme. I thought it was pretty cool and unique. It took a while for it to sell. I've actually had this T-shirt since the wintertime. And, and it just it popped today after the race, which I thought was kind of ironic. But yeah, it's something I sold today. Nothing exciting, but I love vintage tees. I love the history behind stuff like this. This is something I enjoy picking, enjoy selling, enjoy having around. So
yeah, here's a good question because actually all of us on this panel here sell clothing on eBay, and it's from Adam. A question about reselling clothing. What if you have an item that is unique and seems like something somebody would buy, but there's no tag for a brand? Do you list it any particular way? Honestly, I just try to describe what it is, right? So if it's a pearl snap, even it's got no brand on it, use the keywords for what they are. I mean, I've done this with like, the Cosby sweaters. Everybody knows about the Coogee sweaters, the crazy mercerized cotton sweaters that are just like everywhere, You can use keywords like that, So for me, it's just, if it's interesting enough and I think somebody's going to buy it, even if it doesn't have a tag, I'm in. I mean, what's your thoughts, Mike Nagel?
Yeah, absolutely. I've sold unbranded stuff before. The key thing is just to describe it to the best of your ability and take good pictures, and there's no reason why it shouldn't sell.
Yeah, Scott, what's your overall thought process on stuff that doesn't have a name brand tag or has no tag at all?
Some of my best scores of vintage T-shirts didn't have tags. You just learn from going out and picking them up. You learn what to look for, how to feel, and everything else. I mean, a lot of, if you find a T-shirt sometime that's 35 years old and it has a tag, I mean, wow, that's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? That just adds to the value. But you learn little things, doing this long enough. You learn the feel, the style. You learn how to actually identify the age range of something. You really, without having the tag, you don't really need a tag with a lot of the older stuff, That's just.
And that actually happened to us today, Scott, when we were in our hangout earlier with West Coast Tread.
Yeah, we was actually the hangout. A guy, he's got a 1989 Metallica concert T-shirt, no tag, and he was just like, I don't know, is this a repop? No, it's not. It was straight up legit. Nice. It was legit all the way around.
Yeah, For sure. So, all right. So, guys, a lot of these other guys are on the show here every week. We got Tyler. He's back. This is his second time coming back. Tyler's on YouTube, guys. He hasn't made a lot of videos recently, but check him out. It's Retro Retail on YouTube. Really good stuff. A lot of talk about clothing, and this goes back years. This isn't just somebody who just popped in the resale community here and is popping on ebook. So it's always nice to have somebody else on the panel here talking, talking reselling. So, Tyler, let's get into you. A lot of people got you confused with somebody else that was out there, but no, this is Tyler. This is Retro Retail. Tyler, maybe give a quick introduction on yourself, and then maybe talk about what's been going on since the last time you're on the show, and also what you sold recently.
Yeah. Well, to everybody out there, hi. I'm Tyler, Retro Retail. I'm from Michigan, and like Mike said, I've been around for a while. I can't even remember when I started the channel, but if you go back through a lot of Mike's videos, you'll see that I was on there. I've actually met Mike in person. We went picking one time. That was quite an experience. We went to some estate sales, a flea market, and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, one of the items that I sold this week, see if I can bring up on my phone, I picked up this tank top. It just looked pretty cool. It's a 1995. It says, "Don't just dream it, cruise it," holiday cruises, and it was actually new with tags. Picked it up at the Salvation Army for like 50 cents. It was half off, and sold it online full price, $30 with $4.50 shipping. So yeah, sometimes like just anything crazy like that, like advertising or whatever, or it says like spring break and stuff on it. So I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna get that much for it, but I kind of put a high price on it, rolled with it, and got $30 on my 50-cent investment. So I'll take that every day.
Heck yeah, dude. I mean, it's money. There's a lot of talk of people. It's you got to only pick at the higher end items, man. And some of this clothing, guys. I mean, if you get it for the right price and you flip it for $20, $30, there's money there. Look at the ROIs on this stuff for sure. Tyler, it's always awesome having you come back in here and talk to us and stuff like that. Let's just talk about. I want to talk to you and just pick your brain before we get into the rest of the show here. Okay, so Tyler, tell us right now. Are you selling on Amazon? What do you do on eBay? What's the majority of the stuff you're selling on eBay? There's a lot of people out there that want to hear your credentials, and we're not telling any. You don't have to go out there and tell people this is how much you make. But I want people to understand that there's a lot of people that are on YouTube, and everybody's at different levels, and there's no right way or wrong way. But like again, Tyler's been around the block here. He's got a really nice eBay store that he's selling a lot of clothing on, and a lot of other things that he's doing with it, and
What happened? Did it crash?
I think so.
Hold up. I'm having issues. We have technical difficulties. 1 second, folks. All right. Yeah, Mike just texted me. He was saying that his internet he got to reset it and stuff. But,
Okay, well, we're live, so let's keep on going.
Let's go.
We're live, people. We're not going to
live.
stop because of some technical difficulty. We crushed the competition. We don't bow down.
That's what's up. But I think he was going with asking Tyler about selling on Amazon and stuff to see what his thought processes were. I think that's where he was going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like he started asking, and then it just cut right out on my feed, and I don't really know what all he was asking me. It was like everybody just froze.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I think what he was asking you is, do you sell on Amazon, eBay? Well, he said you have a really nice eBay store, but like, are you into Etsy? Do you do stuff on Amazon? What are your credentials exactly?
Well, what are my credentials? Okay, why didn't you just ask? Well, yeah, I do Amazon, Etsy, and eBay. My smallest store is my Etsy store. I just opened that up in March. I don't have a ton of listings on there. I didn't go back through the stock that I already have and start listing that. I just started with the new like inventory that was coming in that was like vintage stuff that I was starting to put on there. And then Amazon, I do go out and do some retail arbitrage, and then I like getting a lot of like electronics and stuff from yard sales and estate sales. I do a lot with vintage photography equipment on Amazon. I can get a lot of it out here pretty cheap. For example, I picked up a brand new Polaroid 1200 FF instant camera for like $3 yesterday, and it goes for like 120, and it's brand new. So I mean, I pick up that stuff all the time. People around here, they just don't know about camera stuff, and they just blow it out. And then eBay, I have my clothing store, so and I'm opening up my other account to start selling some of my other stuff that I probably I won't list on Amazon, and then just throw it to eBay, but just use my other account. So there you go.
I'm still getting real bad lag, but it's all good. Thank you for clearing up your credentials with us, Tyler. I'm sure a lot of the people that haven't been around for a while, they're in the scene, didn't like who you made, but Tyler has some really cool videos. I remember the first video I actually seen of yours. It was, I don't know if it was your friend, but you guys went to I think it was a pawn shop and it was closed.
Yeah, the pawn shop.
Yeah, you guys were filming through the door.
Yeah. It was like
all the stuff that was in there.
on like a Wednesday. Like of all the days we went there, it was closed on like a Wednesday. So yeah,
that was the first video I saw of yours, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But yeah, Tyler's been around for a while. He's got some stuff. I'm sure you're gonna make videos again.
Yeah. Well, me and Nate were doing that clothing chat, and one of the last things we talked about is there were some people in the chat. We were talking about using a blow-up doll as a mannequin and seeing if that would increase sales or not. So, I don't know if anybody took our advice to use the blow-up doll. I mean, there's probably a few people that had one in their closet that were going to try it, but then, didn't have the balls to do it. I don't know. So
that's funny.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a real good, funny videos, man. It was cool. You learned some and you laughed.
Yeah.
Great combination.
Yeah, and I just started doing this in college. Like me and my roommate Nate, that's in the videos with me. I mean, we just wanted to find a way to make extra money, while we were at school, because when you're going to class and stuff full time and everything, you can't go out and have a regular job, because we had morning classes, night classes. I mean, just stuff was going on all the time. So, and our weekends were free, so we started watching some of the shows that were on, started to come on at that time, Pawn Stars, American Pickers, and we started watching people on YouTube, and we just started going to auctions, and we had an auction house that was 4 miles from the school that we were going to, and we get stuff from there all the time, and we were just I mean, if you go to auctions and you buy box lots, that's a really cheap education, because there's all kinds of stuff in there. And we learned so much from buying cheap box lots. I mean, it just expanded everything. And now we still feel like we're learning new stuff all the time. But that's how it went, man.